There's a silence that lives in most older men. It's not the silence of peace. It's the silence of things we were never allowed to say, never taught to understand, never given permission to explore, especially when it comes to our own bodies, our own pleasure, our own relationship with something as simple and as sacred as masturbation. Now, that word alone might stir discomfort, but stay with me, because this is not a joke, not vulgar, not a desperate attempt to hold on to youth. This is about something deeper, something every older man should know, but many only discover too late. Because for most of us, we didn't grow up in a time where self-pleasure was talked about with compassion, maturity, or insight. We were taught it was shameful, dirty, embarrassing, or something you grow out of. But ask the wise, the weathered, the men in their 70s and 80s who've done the work, and they'll tell you, I wish I knew these 4 truths about masturbation decades ago. So today we break the silence. We reclaim the narrative. And we share 4 life-changing lessons about masturbation, straight from the lips of old men who finally gave themselves permission to feel again. Secret number 1. It's not about release. It's about relationship. Martin is 74. He was married for 38 years, raised 3 kids, worked with his hands every day, and for most of his life he treated masturbation like a quick fix, private thing, a physical thing. But after his wife passed, the silence in his home was deafening. He tried to cope, tried to move on, but the nights were the hardest. It wasn't the sex he missed most. It was the touch, the tenderness, the connection. One day, in therapy, his counselor said, Martin, when was the last time you touched yourself with care? Not urgency? He laughed at first, but that night he tried something different. He lit a candle, took a warm bath, put on soft music, and he touched his body like he mattered, not to release, but to remember he was still here, still worthy of pleasure. He said it was the first time he cried during self-pleasure, not out of sadness, but because he felt human again. You see, real intimacy isn't just with others. It starts with how you relate to yourself. And masturbation, when done consciously, becomes self-communion, not self-isolation. It becomes a relationship with your own soul. Secret number 2. Your body still works. You just have to listen differently. One of the biggest lies aging tells men is this: if things don't work the way they used to, you're broken. But here's what wiser men will tell you. Your body is not broken. It's just different. When you were 25, arousal was instant, fast, friction-based, goal-oriented. But after 60, your body becomes more like jazz than rock and roll. More about rhythm, flow, attention. That's not weakness. That's evolution. John, 68, said it like this: I used to think I was failing if I couldn't finish fast. Now I realize I was failing to feel. Older men who learn to slow down their self-touch often report more sensation, more connection, and surprisingly more powerful pleasure. Because the body adapts. What once needed intensity now responds to presence. Try this. Next time you're alone, don't go for the finish line. Explore. Breathe. Feel the warmth of your skin, the pulse beneath your fingertips. Let arousal build, not just erupt. You'll find that you still work beautifully, you just need to listen in a new way. Secret number 3. Shame blocks intimacy, even when you're alone. Shame is sneaky, especially for men. It tells us that if we're self-pleasuring at 65 or 75, we're somehow less than, like we've failed, like we're lonely, like we're perverse. But here's the truth. Masturbation isn't a replacement for intimacy. It's part of it. When done with love, it heals the parts of us still carrying wounds from youth. John, a quiet man from Texas, once said, I grew up in a church where even thinking about it was a sin. I spent 50 years hating my body. Then one day I decided to forgive it. I touched myself while thanking God for every part of me that still worked. I wept, and I never felt more holy. You see, shame can't live where there is gratitude. Shame can't survive when there is truth. And the truth is, you are not wrong for wanting to feel good. You are not shameful for being human. You are worthy of pleasure. At every age. In every season. Secret number 4. Self-pleasure keeps you healthy, strong, and connected to life. This one's practical, but powerful. Science has now confirmed what older men have been whispering for years. Masturbation after 60 is not only safe, it's incredibly beneficial. It improves sleep, reduces stress,
Booste circulation.
maintains healthy testosterone levels, even strengthens the pelvic floor and reduces prostate discomfort. And most importantly, it reminds your body that you are still in the game. Harold, 76, put it simply, "The day I stopped touching myself was the day I started feeling invisible. The day I started again, I felt alive." This isn't about lust. It's about life force. Self-pleasure tells your brain, I still matter. My body still counts. I still deserve joy. And that mindset, it spills over into everything. Your smile returns. Your posture straightens. You start taking walks again, cooking better meals, calling old friends. Why? Because when you reconnect with your body, you reconnect with your life. So many older men walk around numb, disconnected, shut down, not because they've aged, but because they've stopped allowing themselves to feel. But your body, your skin, your heart, they're still waiting for you to return, to remember, to rediscover. That pleasure is not a young man's game. It's a human right. And the men who live the longest, love the deepest, and laugh the hardest, they're the ones who never stopped touching life, and never stopped touching themselves with kindness. So here's what old men wish they knew sooner. 1. Self-pleasure is a form of self-respect. 2. Your body still works, you just have to slow down and listen. 3. Shame is the enemy of intimacy, and you don't have to carry it anymore. 4. Masturbation, when done with love, can keep you physically and emotionally alive. So tonight or tomorrow morning, don't rush. Don't hide. Don't feel guilt. Light a candle. Turn off the noise. Put your hand on your heart. And remember, I'm still here. I still matter. And I still deserve to feel good. That's not shameful. That's sacred. And so are you.